My name is Audrey Pongs. I'm 28 years old. I grew up in the Greenbelt here in Riverside. I am currently the president of En-Gage Riverside, an organization put together to protect, preserve, and promote the Greenbelt that you see behind me. So the Greenbelt is roughly 4,000 acres remaining in an agricultural preserve put together by the citizens of Riverside in the 1960s and 1980s. Here beside me you can see the Gage Canal, which is basically the lifeblood of the Greenbelt and what put Riverside on the map. The Gage Canal brought water from the wells in San Bernardino to this area and allowed citrus to flourish. Citrus was really the gold rush of Southern California, and it's what brought a lot of affluence, tourism, and other things to the area. As we've moved into the 21st century, it's no longer a profitable crop. People don't necessarily want to put the effort into farming. It's expensive to farm, and it's really hard work. It's something that is very rewarding, but it does become your life. And so citrus has given way to houses, to nurseries, other crops, and other things, but we're also under threat. As property values rise and our resources become more expensive, it's harder and harder to farm. And so it's important that we understand really what it means to be a farmer, to work on building our community so we can have more representation, as well as to find that funding and that support either from the state, from federal, or from the city, and coming together in order to make sure that farming is still something that is available for people in the future. As president of En-Gage Riverside, a few of the things that motivated me to get involved is that I've always had a heart for service, and I saw that the area that I lived in was slowly starting to turn from agriculture into just houses and fallow land and things that no longer had that beautiful orchards or that beautiful citrus scent that I had grown up with. And it's important to me to preserve not only the history of the area. I had also noticed that there really was no support from our city council people or from the city in reinvigorating and revitalizing the Greenbelt. It was an area that had primarily been neglected, and we moved here when I was 5, so I have been in the Greenbelt for 23 years and have seen that change across my lifetime. And it went from somewhere beautiful to somewhere that really is starting to turn into more of a brown belt, and it would absolutely break my heart to see that happen. And I had gone to the University of California, Riverside to study plant genetics and pathology. My family had moved here to start a nursery in the Greenbelt just behind us, as well as to provide a better life for their family in this beautiful open space, this beautiful, quiet, and wonderful area that we had an amazing community, absolutely wonderful neighbors. And I would hate to see that go away, as well as I spent some time volunteering with the Catalina Conservancy and learning more about environmental conservation. And it's very important to conserve these resources that we have for the future, not only for ourselves, but for our children and grandchildren. To watch the world slowly turn into this place of just concrete, and to be talking about the environment and not even consider what we're doing to the lands that can provide us with food, provide us with these resources, and really affect our health, is just, I feel like, missing a huge piece of the puzzle to just talk about what can we do in urban areas and at the same time pave over all of our green space. It would just be absolutely devastating to watch this turn into more warehouses and apartments when it was once so beautiful and such an amazing and valuable resource for the community. As a resident and as a farmer in the Greenbelt, I would really like to see increased visibility and support from the city as far as even recognizing what we are and who we are. We've been locked into agriculture and given no support, no resources, even very little recognition on who we are and the importance that this area has, not only for the history of the city, but for the history of the state at large. Agriculture is central to what California is. I would also like to see more availability of crops, more variety of crops, and those crops being sold locally on increased farm stands across the Greenbelt, maybe independent, maybe collectively, but just to have it be a place where people know they can go for good, fresh, healthy produce. As well as there being a community of people out here. Right now we are mostly individuals and we like our solitude, but we're also stronger together. And there's so many times that my neighbors have come by and they've helped us out, or we've helped our neighbors out, just even exchanging equipment, exchanging crops. You know, someone's got too many avocados and they don't know what to do with them. Come by, we'll give you our pomegranates. Oh, I made jelly, here you are. And that community is amazing, and those new people coming in need to be able to access that community as well and tap into who we are. It's hard when you have 5 or 10 acre lots and there's one house and you don't see your neighbor every day necessarily, but if we put in the effort, it'll be there and we can come together. Directly behind me here is the state park for citrus, and so it speaks a lot to the heritage of the area, as well as having sort of the history of the citrus tree as well. And this is available for everyone as well, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It would be such a shame if the city of Riverside lost this solely over something as simple as water rights, something as simple as availability, something as simple as accessibility for future farmers. And so we're hoping that through our collective effort, through the people at En-Gage, through the board at En-Gage, through our members, through our supporters and people who love to support local agriculture, that we can continue to be a strong voice for the future food, the future health, and the future recreation of the people in our area, as well as Southern California. Looking beyond just the local area, statewide, as urban development continues to progress across our state, lots of agricultural areas are being converted to homes, being converted to warehouses and things like that, and we're losing these local resources. And if we totally lose agriculture in the Greenbelt, it's not going to be these lovely green spots that you still see. It's going to be more of this that you see behind me, a hill that's been left to be kind of brown and fallow, that maybe once did have a lot of agriculture and has plenty of potential to produce beautiful, unique, and specialty crops that we can attract to the area, that we can bring. But that's something that we need continued support from our members, as well as from the community, to bring and entice those new farmers that are just getting started and give them the resources they need to jump that barrier to entry and get started, and give us as a community what we would get back is an amazing, wonderful variety of crops that we may never have dreamed of or not available in our grocery stores here. Things like dragon fruit, unique mushrooms that are amazing for your cognitive function and absolutely fantastic for your health. Maybe access to all kinds of different beans. Maybe there's something that you've never even thought about, a variety of peppers or things that someone is researching and wants to grow and is passionate about. Without giving them the opportunity and telling them that we're here, they may never know and they may never come. And we'll continue to have just a dwindling supply of these things moving into the future if we don't do something now and get together and market what a wonderful and valuable resource that we have, to let people know that we're here and we're here for them. These local urban ag interfaces are important for our health because food grown on the tree and given to you almost directly is more delicious and more nutritious than something you get shipped and been gassed and given to you from somewhere else. A lot of smaller farmers in agricultural urban areas like this are more environmentally conscious and more health conscious as well. It's important because agriculture is huge for sustaining our local economies, driving smaller transactions, driving purchases, bringing people here to shop and to support here instead of international economies and food that we've had shipped into our grocery stores. Exposure to areas like this that you see behind me have been proven time and time again to be incredibly important for your mental health as well as your physical health. Having these access to open space is something that urban ag interfaces provide. They also provide those carbon offsets, that greener environment that we're looking for, that cooler environment. Anything that you could imagine for being environmentally conscious can be found here in areas like this that are nestled in these urban interfaces and are incredibly accessible. This is not some large operation that you only see in a grocery store. This is somewhere we could go and essentially knock on someone's door. Almost every corner has an independent farm stand ready to give you the produce they picked literally that morning. And it would be amazing if statewide we had areas like this that were 30 minutes drive, 20 minutes drive, a nice little weekend where you could come and get your produce for the week and support your local economy, as well as having a healthier and better world. As we are now, En-Gage finally has, some real legs under it, and we're ready to move forward and reach out to more people and provide those services. We're still in our infancy, but we're here, we're proud, and we're ready to be here for agriculture in Riverside and really for Southern California as a whole. We truly believe that where we live is such a valuable resource, not only for ourselves, not only for our quality of life, but for the people of Riverside as a whole, especially coming out of the pandemic and seeing how important local agricultural sources are and how important open spaces and recreation. I mean, yes, we are standing in front of one of Riverside's thoroughfares, but that view is just spectacular, and it's open to everyone. It's available for everyone. Without agriculture, without the forward thinking of our forefathers, this would not be here for us. And we are hoping that through a collective effort and through getting more people to come together, that we can continue to enjoy views like this, the beautiful food that comes out of the Greenbelt, as well as the lovely recreation opportunities that are all around us. Currently, we offer a platform for farmers in the area to get to know each other, to reach out for resources. Currently, we are advocating for your water rights, for your property rights as farmers, and currently we are putting together a marketing plan to create a unified image for what agriculture is in Riverside, as well as actively being involved in the general plan update. We are planning on being right there next to our council people, next to the City Planning Commission, advocating for the needs of the people of this area and the importance of open space and local agriculture. For the future, we've been looking for grants that normally would be inaccessible to a small farmer, but as a group, we can come together and we can apply for those grants, distribute them amongst our constituents and our members, as well as provide access and resources for different government agencies that are already established to help farmers, like the CDFA, the USDA, and the FDA. A great example of why we need En-Gage and why the farmers in this area really need an organization to represent them is that we are on the smaller scale. Most of the people here farm 5, 10, maybe 40 acres at their maximum, and they're not really set up to be accessed by the USDA or the CDFA. Even the county ag commissioner really has no idea how to contact us. And an organization like En-Gage, we came in last year with the fruit fly, the Oriental fruit fly that came through, put together a meeting, gave the ag commissioner a way to contact us, and got ourselves released from the quarantine sooner than everyone else, which was unprecedented. It was a huge win for agriculture and for a group like En-Gage to come in and give us that voice that we had all needed. And looking into the future, we are already signed up for all the alerts. We are keeping in contact with every agency, ready for anything like that to let our farmers know so they can be prepared and avoid a crop disaster like we had last year. So there's wonderful things that we do beyond just providing support and funding. It's also providing access and visibility for the people out here. So En-Gage Riverside was designed as a platform for here where we are, but that is just for now. Looking to the future, we are hoping to collaborate with as many organizations as possible to promote this mission across our city, across our state, and across the nation. Looking towards things beyond agriculture, as well as health and recreation for those who would also be benefited by everything that we do here. We're currently partnering with a couple of local organizations to try to save the biggest farm stand in Riverside. En-Gage Riverside has currently set up an online platform that is open for membership for farmers, people who support agriculture, as well as consumers of local agriculture, or anyone who's interested in what we have to do or what we have to say or our mission. On that page, you can find a farm share page where you can come and talk to your neighbors, specifically for our members and those in our area, and talk about resources, plans, things for the future. We also have a calendar with important dates for our board meetings, as well as city council meetings that are going to affect agriculture. We do keep tabs on all of the CDFA, USDA, and FDA, as well as the Farm Service of America pages. All of their notifications come straight to us, and we distribute those to our members so you can have a finger on the pulse of what's going on in agriculture, as well as any resources that are available to you that maybe we are not able to apply for, but we can disseminate that information. So it's not just an informational platform, it's also a community building platform, as well as a way to get involved. We are currently accepting donations. We have applied for our 501c3, so in the very near future, we'll be able to give you tax credits for those. But as of right now, it's very altruistic, and we're not just here for our community, we're here for agriculture at large, and we're open to anyone who is looking to support or get involved or cares about having access to fresh, good local produce. There are plenty of ways to support us. We currently are open to all members. We have an annual membership that's $50. With that membership, you get the shirt of the year, designed by me. You know, it's pretty great. Very Riverside, very agriculture. You get the shirt of the year, as well as access to the member side of our portal, which will give you complete access to that page I was talking about with the resources. It'll give you automatic sign up to our email. So you can contact us through our email, which is contact@engage, en-gage riverside.org. And you can contact me or any of our board members. I'll direct you to anyone who's able to answer your questions if it's not something I'm familiar with. We have resources across the Greenbelt and across the city, as well as you can visit our website and see more about us, and that is just like our email, en-gage riverside.org. My favorite Riverside grown crop, it has to be the oranges, and that's just because they are absolutely iconic. However, we do have a nursery, so I am a little bit biased towards grasses as well. But I don't know if you've ever had a fresh picked, locally grown orange. If you have, you'll never eat a store-bought orange again, and you should come try them.